Yes.
You know?
So, with that being said, one of the final questions I wanted to ask is, and bear with me because this is something I've been working through in my mind.
Uh-oh.
So, do you think that because so many Black women grew up raised by single Black mothers who were
Hmm.
forced to take on roles as the mother and the father and raise their young Black daughters to be extremely independent,
Hmm.
this can play a role in why submissiveness may seem so foreign to some of us Black women?
See, that question is not fair. But that's not fair. You shouldn't have done this to me. Don't do that. but but no, seriously. Yes, I think I yes, I agree with that. But I also it goes back to what I was saying before. Like I don't want to say like every woman's the same, but like every woman has their own code and their own language. Like if you crack that code, they have no problem being submissive. Some of these women that were raised by their mothers to be strong, independent women, screw
Mm-hmm.
men or blah blah blah, the case may be, and they're doing their own thing, I have no problem submitting if you're talking the same love language
Mm-hmm.
and you're alpha in the right setting, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
If you do that, I don't care how strong of a woman you are. And the other inverse, like a man could be very like, oh man, these chicks ain't nothing, blah blah blah. I'm getting this money out here, and if that woman is talking this language, and let's say perfect example, I'll put myself out there. She's doing her own
Mm-hmm.
thing. She's her own alpha. She doesn't need me or whatever the case may be. But I can. She allows me to be a beta when I'm around her. Done. Like
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like when it comes to that. So like I feel like it just comes down to meeting the right person,
the right
the person
person for
that
you.
speaks your same language
Yeah.
and things like that. With that
Mm-hmm.
said, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
Black women and men, but Black women,
Mm-hmm.
since you asked me that question, are being raised a certain way
Mm-hmm.
um, with single mothers because their mothers are going through things, and that's what's
Yes.
dangerous in regards to
Yes.
that. Like I went back to what I was saying before, where it was like hurt people, and that
Mm-hmm.
person that who's hurt,
Mm-hmm.
whatever they say is final. Like you gotta seek the truth out there. You gotta
Yeah.
separate yourself somehow. So
Yeah. So, like, and I said this a little bit before, but now to get a little bit more into it, I was raised by a mom who told me, don't depend on a man. Like, those were words I heard very often growing up.
yeah,
And don't
yeah,
depend on a man, don't depend on a man. But it's like, okay, I get to a certain age and I'm dating, and it seems to be like I'm too much or I'm too independent for some of these men. And I wonder if that's because of what I was taught growing up. I was taught not to need a
I
man,
get that.
basically. I would, take
Yeah,
care of yourself. Make sure you have you, because if you don't have you, who gonna have you? Because
no
a
one
lot
else
of
will. Yeah,
Yes, because based off of what I saw growing up, it was like, they might be there for you financially, but they're not going to be there for you emotionally. And we know sometimes that can be the demise of relationships. So basically, always have yourself set, you know?
so
And I don't know, it's just kind of interesting to see how a lot of Black women were raised like that. And a lot of us became so dominant.
yeah.
So, you see me, I'm a dominant person. I have many female friends who grew up hearing the same thing, and they're also dominant women. So it's just interesting to see.
Yeah,
And
no,
I
I
wonder
I
if
agree
that
with
plays
that.
a part in it.
It does, but like I feel like that more so um it's a form of protection.
Hmm.
Like that mother's like, hey, I want to protect my daughter, let her know
Yes.
what's out there in the world.
Yes.
That doesn't mean
Hmm.
they have the worst for you or anything like that. But like I feel
Oh,
like
no. Hmm.
that's a form of protection when they're like, hey, I want to make sure she knows this, that, and the third can happen when you meet somebody.
Hmm.
Take it as you will, but I want to make sure you're prepared no matter
Yeah.
what situation happens.
You're
In regards to that.
equipped.
So I agree with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, you're like fully equipped to know that, like, you may want to be a submissive woman, but
Mhm.
you might not meet the man that A, can take care of you financially, or B, might take care of you financially but can't take care of you emotionally. So
Yeah. So you
that's
gotta be ready to do it yourself because it ain't the 30s anymore. I'll tell you that much. It ain't the 30s
not at
anymore. I
all.
feel you on that.
So one of the last questions I had was like, how do you think we can fix this disconnect between men and women, but specifically Black men and Black women when it comes to submissiveness?
I like that question. Specifically Black men and Black women. So I'm gonna be very candid. Black men, get your head out of your pants.
Hmm.
Find some. They are going to kill me. Matter of fact, I'm not even I'm not pressing my Instagram button tomorrow morning. They're destroying me tomorrow. It's over because of you, Jakia, but you know me. So I got you. But like, we gotta get our head out of our own pants and find somebody that you align with initially, based off of like some certain things that you're looking for. And then when it comes to the point where things get serious, allow yourself to be vulnerable. And the woman on the other end, they're usually more vulnerable in the beginning. I feel like some women say they or feel that they need to be because they're a woman. But yeah, I get it. They're more vulnerable in the beginning. But like, allow that man to also find himself within your path where he fits in, or
Right.
help them get in your path where you fit in, and then go from there.
Yeah.
So basically, communication and being able to be vulnerable is what I would say.
Yes. Vulnerability plays a large role in this. And,
Huge part.
yeah, I don't think we touched on it too much, but
Yeah.
vulnerability is a big part of it. But, a lot of people are scared to be vulnerable, women
Why do you think
and
that
men.
is?
Huh?
Why do you think that is?
There's so many reasons. Like,
Yeah,
there's so many reasons,
you're right.
especially when it comes to women. And it
It's
goes
like,
back to, like, I'm going to be vulnerable and allow myself to let you lead me 100%, for example, and then you lead me off a cliff, God forbid.
yeah,
And then men, like, I'm going to let you lead me in certain instances and run the risk of being called like, a sissy or a
no
pussy
offense.
or whatever
No,
negative
you said it.
connotation.
You're not playing today. You said it straight on the point. You're not playing today. You on one today. You said it just like it is. You're right. You're right. Men be really
But that's
thinking.
really what
Men
it
be really
is.
thinking. You know what's sad? Men be really thinking
Mm,
about other men when it comes to their woman.
yeah, a
That's
lot,
crazy.
too much, so much so that it determines the type of women they date, even though they might not
Hmm.
necessarily be attracted to those type of women. Like, there's so much, and I think that's what men need to stop doing, and women need to be like more open to understand that like not all men are like your ex, or not all men are gonna lead you off the cliff. Like, be open,
Yeah.
be smart, but still be open. Don't be so closed off. So for
And
me,
yeah,
that's what I
you're
think
right.
the disconnect is. That's just my
And
point of
men,
view, though.
no, you're right. And men also have to understand the responsibility you have if you're with a woman and she gives you
Mm-hmm.
that openness. Like, you're driving the bus now. Don't run it off a mountain. That's a lot
Please,
of pressure.
I
That's a
beg.
lot of pressure. Don't get me wrong. That's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of pressure. But don't run it off the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
If
Yeah.
she gives you the keys to the truck, please don't ride it off a cliff. Like, just, or if you can't drive it, tell like, hey, this I'm
Give
not
her the
equipped for this.
keys
I just want to
back.
be with you. Yeah,
Give me the
exactly.
keys back if you can't drive it. The hell?
Let me drive. Oh man.
Yes, not all
James said
men
not
are
all
like
men are
your
like
ex.
X.
Yeah, it's true, because I'm not even gonna lie. That's something I struggle with till this
Yeah.
day. Since I got out of my abusive relationship, I still struggle with that. But we have to just kind of chant it in our head. Not
To get
everybody's
it. I
gonna be
get it.
like that person. Not
Yeah, I
everybody's
get
gonna be
it,
like
man.
that.
But that's like your past experiences should determine your future, just hopefully in a positive way. If that makes
Yes.
sense. So like
You make
I get
more
that.
discerning choices now because of what you've been through, right?
And I stole that term from Dame. He said that like maybe like 4 months ago, but like that's mine now, bro.
Wait,
But
what he
anyway,
said? What he said?
your past experiences should determine your future in a positive way. He said it. He probably don't even remember it. He said it to me, but I heard him.
That's a word, though. That is a word. So what? I'm gonna
I
keep.
shouldn't even. I shouldn't even shout him out. Yeah, I shouldn't even shout him out.
Yes. So, this has been such a great episode. I
Definitely,
thank you so much for, reaching out to me, because you reached out to me and
I
asked
did.
if you could be on the show. And I knew it was going to be good. And it was just as good, if not better, than I thought it was going to be. So thank
Of
you.
course.
And before we close out, I just want to remind everybody that myself, Chris, Damien, and Omar have a live show coming up on May 8th. I will be creating a video to explain all of the details, and the tickets will go on sale on February 15th, and it will be in Philadelphia. So those of you, this may be the local road trip you're looking for. But yeah, come on out. We're going to have a good time. We'll be talking about protecting Black women. And I know it's going to be an excellent show. And also, the next thing I wanted to say was that next week I'm not going to be on Instagram Live, but I am going to be on Clubhouse talking about whether or not there's still a cookie cutter mold for what society expects women in general to be like. And then the week after that, I will be back on Instagram Live, and we will be talking about, do we love toxic love? We're going to be getting into that. Yes. So thank you everyone for watching.
You gotta have me back. I love this. This was fun. This was
right?
fun.
You love it here.
I love it here. I love it here.
Yes. So thank you again, Chris, for joining Wind Down Wednesday. And let's do one last cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bye, everybody.
Bye.